Hey guys, Jaden here with West Elk Precision. Today we were going to go over some load development for a 300 PRC. Just finished a new rifle up, and we wanted to do a little load development on it, just to see how it's shooting. Um, just going to go over some stuff that we need, and then we're going to kind of do a big in-depth overview of kind of how I do load development and what I've found success with. Starting off, just the tools that I use. I start out with an RCBS Charge Master. This is the newer version. I think it's the Charge Master Link or something along those lines. I don't exactly remember which one it is. I got 3 or 4 of these. They're a little slow, but they work pretty good. I get pretty tight ESs and SDs with those. Right now for 300 PRC, we're going to run some H1000. It's been doing really well in these 300 PRCs, and we've been doing low dev for a lot of these, so we kind of know what's working pretty good. This guy wanted to run the ELDX bullet, so we're running the 212 ELDX, and then we're running the CCI 250 primers. That's pretty good combo. I mean, the only other way to go about this whole system would be running like a 225 ELDM. But those are the 2 bullets that I like running on these, unless you're running a burger or something like that. For brass, we are running just the Hornady brass. It's worked out pretty good, and I got a bunch of it laying around, and so that's what we're going with. Other stuff that we use, you need a set of calipers. If you're wanting to measure off the ogive of the cartridge or the bullet, you can use one of the Hornady comparators, or you can do overall length. You are a little more accurate if you go off the ogive, but you can do overall length too. For what we're doing here, we have went ahead and we just kind of, it's a similar seating depth to what they're running on the factory ammo for the 212 ELDX. So we're running a 3.625 overall length. And that's going to put us 45 thousandths off the lands on a semi-spec chamber. For this, the first thing I do, I like to reload in 3 different sections, really. The first one's going to be a ladder test. And so the ladder test is to find your node. And so whenever we're going through, we want to see where that velocity is rising, and then it ladders off or flattens off, and then it goes back up. Where it flattens off at, that's going to be a stable point for us to load. And that way, if we get any variation in the powder charge, then we know we're still going to maintain a pretty good velocity or consistent velocity. So that's the first step, is to do that ladder test and just find out where that node's out. Your second test, that's going to be a shooting for group. So we're going to take that node. What I'd like to do is split the node in the middle. I like to go 3/10 on each side for something this big. If you're going like with the Creedmoor, I'd go 2/10 on each side. So that's what we've done here. Our node, it looks like was 77.5 grains. I'm doing this after I shot that first one. So we were at 77.5 grains. So what we're doing now is I'm going to load at 77.3 grains, 77.5, and 77.7. And we're gonna see which one of those shoots the best. We're gonna shoot them. We're gonna shoot. I'm gonna do groups of 3 right now, and I'm gonna see what the velocities produce, and then the groups that they produce at 100 yards. My third section on this is going to be shooting at distance. So once we get a good group that we like, we're going to go shoot it out at distance and see how it's performing out at distance. Make sure we're not getting any vertical dispersion. That's going to be kind of our final check, and to make sure that the rifle's shooting good. So stay tuned. That's how we're going to do it. I'm going to get some ammo loaded up, and then we're going to go shoot these for groups and see how these 3 different rounds shoot. So stay tuned. All right, so we just got done with the second portion of the load development on the 300 PRC. Apologize, I thought I took a video of this before I cut up or crumpled up the paper, but I did cut out the best group, so at least we have that one. That's the best one. It was the 77.5 grains. That measures right at 0.2. And the more impressive part than that is it had an ES of 2 and an SD of 1. We're running 2851 feet per second on that. So the 77.3 grain load, it showed a 0.7-inch group, and it had an ES of 29 and an SD of 12, and that was at 2838 was the average velocity there. The 77.7 grain, that had a half-inch group, ES of 30 and an SD of 12 at 28.58. So you can see that all of those velocities are pretty darn close. And that's why we like to find the node or do that ladder test to start it all off, is that way it allows us to really get a close or a tight velocity. So continue this. Obviously, we're going to take that group there. We're going to load some of those up, and we're going to go shoot them at distance now. So we'll see how it does. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions while you're doing load development, you can feel free to give us a call at 970-361-8291 or visit us at westelkprecision.com. Thank you.